Hey folks, it is Chad here again at Airstream of Greensboro. Now I have behind me another 30-foot Flying Cloud, and I know I just did it at the office, but I'm kind of doing videos as soon as things come in and have the opportunity to do it, which is also why you've seen a lot of twin bed floor plans, and simply because, well, we've had a lot of customers want to order the twin bed version of most of the floor plans out there. And oddly enough, this is a 2023 Flying Cloud 30 RB twin bed, so it is going to have the twin beds in the back. Now it's a really cool floor plan. This is kind of I want the largest Flying Cloud I can get with the most storage, the most the most useful layout, the largest bathrooms, kitchens, the best seating options. If you're that customer, that Airstream shopper, the Flying Cloud 30 RB is definitely going to be one you want to check out. Now, if you're looking for something that's got, hard surface countertops, things like that, then you may want to look at the International, or, you could go all the way up to the Classic 30RB because it's going to be a very similar floor plan, but, different appointments as far as your cabinets, your countertops, that type of stuff. So let's get started. If you have any questions about this one, if you would like to see the specs, I will link that below to a website page that has all the specs for you on the 30RB. If you have questions, feel free to reach out. My information is below. Also, feel free to come by the store. Just make sure you ask for Chad when you get here. Let's get started with a walk around of the inside and outside of the Flying Cloud. Now, starting in the outside walk around, I'm going to kind of go through the whole thing, and I'll walk all the way around. Do that quickly. Now, the outside of Airstreams are very similar if you depending on which floor plan you look at. They're not going to change a whole lot, but I do like to make sure I point out any differences with a particular floor plan. Now, the 30-foot, you are going to get the solar guards. You're going to get the rock guards, the stainless steel rock guards, but you're not going to have any storage up here in the front. You do have your battery box there. You have your ZAMP charge port there. You have your spare tire, of course, that's mounted underneath, and then your Demco, hitching system, the power ton jack. You'll have 30-pound propane tanks behind that, and then on this side, as you're gonna see on a lot of your Airstream floor plans, you're gonna have that LP quick disconnect. And then now with this particular floor plan, it's got, I think, every option you could potentially get with a Airstream Flying Cloud. It's got the window awnings. It has the solar package. It has the convection microwave. Now, second AC is going to be standard on the 30-foot. The aluminum step is also going to be standard. Now, you have a larger furnace on this. Again, check out the page below to see the spec on that. You are going to have a 110 outlet right there. Now, again, with the 30-foot, you're going to have the largest awning that you can get on an Airstream. And it goes almost tip to tip as far as the awning goes, and literally, quite honestly, it goes from right before it starts to curve down to all the way back to right before it starts to curve down. So you're getting a massive awning. You do have a support arm right there for that awning, just because it's so big, just to help it stay up. You'll deploy that arm once the awning is out, and there's some really good videos. At some point, I'm going to put a video up on how to do the zipped awning, set all that up, and then how to use that arm as well. You've got your potable water fill there. You do have the Dexter axles and Dexter Never Lube bearings with this, as well as the Dexter automatic adjusting brakes. And of course, aluminum wheels, and you're going to have the Goodyear tires. They're ST225s, 75R15s. And then moving towards the back, with it being a twin bed, you are going to have just the best storage that you can get. It's a really nice storage compartment right there. And that is going to be shared on the inside. You'll have the largest of your outside storage is going to be off the back. And now you're going to have something like this. Even if you get the queen bed model, you'll have this rear one. You're just not going to have those side storage compartments. And you do have the storage in the bumper, as you're going to see with any of the Airstreams that have the bumper. The Bambi doesn't have the bumper, so it doesn't have that storage. Basically, everything else is going to have that storage there. Moving around to the non-camp side, you can see those window awnings. You're getting a few with this one, so you're going to get the rear one, but you also get a single one just for that window in the bedroom, and then the forward one that's going to cover all of your living space area. And then you're going to have your third storage area for the outside right here. Now below that, you're going to have your sewer hookup. There is a nice little light right there. You've got your holding tank dump valves there. They're nicely labeled, gray on the right, black on the left. Remember to always pull your black first and then pull the gray. The gray kind of, you know, soapy water, so it'll help clean that out. And you can see that the tank's kind of going underneath there. And those are custom for the most part with each Airstream to help keep the center of gravity as low as possible. You've got your outside shower right there. That is going to be hot and cold water. Then you've got your city fill. That's this top one. It does have a pressure regulator in it. Your black tank flush is right there. It allows you to put black water straight into that black tank. And then you have your cable and satellite plug, your smart plug. This is going to be a 50 amps. This has 2 ACs. The smart plug is awesome. You're going to have more metal to metal contact with it being the smart plug. And it will actually give you some indication of if the power isn't correct. You'll actually have some lights in there that tell you, hey, don't plug this in yet. You have your tankless hot water heater. It's a great hot water heater. Just set that temperature to what you want it to be when you take the shower. And then instead of mixing, you normally will have a mix valve with your home at your house. In this case, just set it to the temperature you want and then just turn the hot valve on. And then you'll really love the tankless hot water heater, the on-demand hot water heater. Now, with this floor plan, the 30, you're going to get an extra storage. So this is the 4th storage compartment on the outside up here in the front, and that's going to be underneath part of the couch setup that you have in the front. So you get that extra storage there. Now you do have 4 points of stabilization. Those are going to be manual stabilizers, and of course you can get the little drill attachment and then you make that powered with a drill. Now moving to the inside, I always like to talk about the door because that is just something that makes Airstream special. They call it the vault door of the RV industry. That's going to be handmade there in Jackson Center, Ohio. It takes them about 8 hours to build the door and then the inner frame. Now you'll always want to close that as one unit. If you're going to slam the outer door, you want to open that screen door first. There's a little pull tab right here that will allow you to detach that, and then it goes into place. Of course, there is a pull to shut that off, the opening there. I do like the pet gate here just to help make sure that screen doesn't get messed up, and then you'll want to put these back together before you close the door. Now, closing the door on a Flying Cloud, or I should just say Airstream, it's just a very rewarding thing, and it's not going to pick up on video very well, but I just like to do it. It's a very satisfying vault-like sound door. Now coming inside, I like the rear bed floor plan. I'm going to spin right around, so you're going to have your battery disconnect here. I'm going to flip that on. That is a remote disconnect, so that's just a button. The disconnect is actually near the battery box. You can hear it click on when it clicks on. And you're going to have dimming light capabilities, your on and off switches. I think that's the step outside. You've got power here with your front sofa. Now this doesn't recline. If you're looking for a recliner, that is going to be the classic, but you do have some really good storage underneath. And you have additional storage right there. Now this is going to be a little bit shallow because on the other side of that wall is that outside storage. Now this is a very comfortable couch, a very comfortable setup. One of my favorite things about this floor plan is when you sit down, if you do care about watching TV, well, you can see I'm facing directly to the TV, so I can sit here and enjoy a little bit of TV. You also have a bit of a lounge right there that you can sit on. There's a nice kind of slope cushion there, so you have the ability to put your feet up if you'd like to watch TV at night. You're going to have a ton of windows to help light come in and make this feel just like a massive space, even though it's an Airstream and we all know that it is not a massive space. You do have your JL audio radio right here that will be attached to some nice sounding speakers. I will say it just honestly is the best sounding radio I think I've ever heard in an RV. And I'm hoping, you know, other RV manufacturers will pick up on that importance, but not yet, as far as I can tell. You've got your HDMI that's connected to your TV. You have USB charging right there. You do have an inverted circuit, so this does come with the standard 1000 watt inverter. And then there is a little passage to get to the back of the radio here. Now on this side, there's also a little passage there. This is where, I'm pretty sure on the 30, if you get the air connected system, it's going to sit right here, and the pre-wire is going to go back into there. If you're an installer out there and you know I'm wrong, correct me below, but I'm pretty sure that is where it goes, and that's why that is there. You do have some reading lights on both sides, and you have that beautiful panoramic shot across the front that just makes Airstream special. You do have the dinette there. That table does go down, makes into a nice little bed, so you have an extra bed spot to sleep there. And there is a pull-out right here. Those back cushions can sit there, and you have a nice, quite a good size, almost I think queen size bed there. Again, just check out the specifications page for the sizing of those beds. You'll have some storage underneath both sides of your dinette right there. There is power underneath the table there, so if you would like to sit at the table and do some work, you can do that. Now this isn't the office. I do have a video of that. I'll link the office above. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It's a 30-foot as well, but it has an office in the back, and this is a different floor plan, but you do have an inverted circuit right there. So if you're dry camping or in a spot where you're not able to plug in for shore power, you can charge a laptop or really anything under 1000 watts in that plug there right off your batteries. And you do have the nice 12-volt TV that is right there. And then above your dinette, you've got some more good storage. And with the Flying Cloud, you do get the soft close hinges. Again, these hinges here, you won't see those again as an option or being used until you get all the way up to the Classic. So you're basically getting that hinge on the Flying Cloud and the Classic. And I think that's just kind of cool that it kind of works out that way. Now, as I mentioned, it does have two ACs. You're going to have your inlet for the first AC there. The second AC is going to be back there. Now, this is Airstream's Airstream ducted AC system. I think I'm saying that right. There's so many airs and streams and things into things that it's hard to remember sometimes exactly how the lingo goes. But this is a true ductwork. It's not like your traditional RV where they're just going to kind of channel out through the foam and then put an outlet there. And so the first couple of times you turn your AC on, it blows foams out. It's not that. And then the other thing is, if you notice, you don't just have the bottom of the AC unit sticking down right here, so it's ducted, but then you still hear the air rushing in for when you're cooling or heating, in this case, because it does have a heat pump. What you're gonna see is the AC system on this is either gonna be sitting about right here, or depending on where it's at, it may be right there. But it's not directly above these two inlets. That air is going to be up, over, and then up again. The more turns you can put in your AC system, the quieter the air moves. And that's why in most of your RVs, you just hear such a roar of air moving with the traditional AC, because it's just going straight up in there. So you're running about 20 to 30% quieter with the ducted AC that Airstream gives you. Fantastic AC. It's worth it. It's worth that extra cost of what Airstream does to put that up there. This also has that optional convection microwave. Now, you're going to have some fantastic storage with the 30 RB, and I think that is definitely one of the things that makes it special. You've got your trash can storage right there. It does have a cutout to hold that in place. You've got your microwave / convection oven, and starting in 23, air fryer. That is super cool that they're doing that now. You've got your additional storage here with your silverware organizer. And then, see, yeah, I figured that would be kind of a small little spot there. I'm sure there's something back there that they're using, like the furnace or something of that nature. You've got your 3-burner stovetop right there. A little bit of a splash guard back there. Below that, you're going to have some additional storage. Nice deep full extension drawer right there. Again, full extension. and then another drop down. That's probably one of the smallest cabinets as far as depth I've seen, but I'm sure there's something behind that. Airstream's just trying to give you as much storage as they can. You are going to have the vented, or the vent that vents outside. Very nice large vent as well, and that does have a light in there as well. And then you've got in the Flying Cloud, it's going to be a surface mounted stainless steel sink, and then a residential faucet, and of course you have the beautiful large port windows. You've got your sea level here. It's going to give you in percentage what your battery, fresh, gray, and black tanks are. You also have your water pump switch right there. You have power. This is going to be the Vectron solar controller. It does have an app that comes with it. If you're really looking for a lot of detail, information as far as solar and all that kind of stuff, you'll probably want to do an upgrade on that, and that is something we can do. We have the Progressive Dynamics inverter. That's 1,000 watts. That's the on and off. You really only want to turn that on if you actually are needing to use the inverted power. The reason they went to 12 volt TVs is the inverter itself uses a lot of power, potentially more power than even the TV itself. So you're losing a lot of power just by using or having that inverter turned on. And then you are going to have, again, more storage above with your soft close. And these are very long cabinets compared to some of the other floor plans that I've seen. And then you have this really cool, let me switch hands, pull out with this curve piece here. It goes all the way around. It's just a nice curve look to it with adjustable shelves. And of course, there's nothing in them, they kind of can flop around in transit. But very nice pull-out pantry. And then you also have a little door that opens above. And again, it has that curve and quite a bit of depth in that. You know, great place to hide your cereal. And it just has that really cool curved touch there. I love the Airstream with that kind of extra mile to curve that wood over instead of just doing it flat there. And then with this being the 30 foot, you are going to have one of the larger refrigerators. It's the 10.1 cubic feet of storage. There isn't any of that storage above just because of how tall this refrigerator is going to be. It is 12 volt, so it will run directly off your batteries, and also will run while you're going down the road. And you have a good sized freezer as well. And then, you know, that's dedicated space. With it being a 12 volt and 110 fridge or all electric fridge, that is going to cool quicker, faster, and lower than your traditional propane style refrigerator that you see in a lot of travel trailers. You move into kind of the hallway, you're going to have a really nice double wardrobe here with lights on both sides. You can really get some lights in there. There's a little goodie box. That's the front monitor that comes with the standard backup camera. You see some of your poles that you'll use for the awning and your stabilizers. And then there's some storage above as well, right there. Close that down, and let's open the sunlight. Let some sun in. So you have really nice sunlight there. Should be two of those. Yep, there are two. There's the other one. So let's a ton of sun. You do have a fantastic fan there. I'm kind of backing up. But you do have a fantastic fan in the living area. Really nice sunlight in the living area. And then another one here in the hallway. And moving forward with the 30, you're going to have one of the largest bathrooms that you'll see in the Airstreams that have a split bath. A nice large port window. You've got your controller for your on-demand hot water heater. Again, just set this to the temperature that you want. Light switch and power. You have the super cute little surface mounted stainless steel sink. You've got, again, some more beautiful curved doors. And then more storage below the sink. You have a nice little towel rack, and then that moving mirror that you can move around and, you know, take care of anything you might need to take care of with, I guess, with your face. More storage there, as you see. And then you've got another little kind of medicine cabinet right there that I like. And then it is a porcelain commode. One of the things I really like about this commode, and before I get there, storage across the top here. There's a nice little shelf there, towel rack, and vent to vent straight out, and believe it or not, 2 AC vents as well. Now coming back down, I'm going to sit down just so you can get an idea of what the commode is going to look like in that situation. So yeah, plenty of room. I mean, I'm not touching anything. Now, the one thing I will say is you can see here. So the toilet paper holder. Let's see if you can see me. Yep, toilet paper holder's right there. I'll have to kind of move my knee around. So you may want to open this before you sit down and take care of any business that you may need to take care of, or roll toilet paper somewhere else. The toilet paper is right there. There's plenty of room. I can shut the door and not touch. Now with your FB floor plans that you're going to see, a lot of those, the seat is actually going to be kind of catty cornered, and there's a little bit less room when it comes to the actual seat. And with those, I tend to touch my knee on both sides. And on a lot of the FBs, like the 27 and 25. I'm gonna step into the shower as well. Let me turn that around. And yeah, again, just as I expect with a lot of the split baths, there's good headroom. I'm 5'10". I've got a couple of inches here. Of course, you can move this around, which is fantastic for when you're taking a shower. And there's not always going to be a lot of room. There's an on-off here as well, so you can take a good RV shower, or as I learned recently, a military shower. And there is a good seat. And of course, with a lot of the bathrooms, there's a step up, about 6 inches or so to step up into the shower if that's something that is important to you. And then coming to the back, you have the, I think, fantastic twin bed option that you have. Of course, you can get a queen bed and it would go north to south. So it would be right here in the center. Now you would lose this extra wardrobe or shelves, depending on how you want it to be configured, on both sides. Similar to the 27 Flying Cloud, if you get the twin bed, you're going to get an extra wardrobe on both sides. You do not get those with the queen bed, simply because that is the space that you need to go around to get around the bed. And twin beds are also going to give you the longest bed. If you're needing a long bed, these are going to be 80 inches. You can see this full specs again on that website. Just click that link below. You are going to have some good storage below with containers that pull out and more. And remember, this is split with that outside storage. So you're going to have some of this underneath this bed as inside storage, some of it as outside storage. And we also will have that same storage on the other side. So I guess his and her storage areas. And then you have the really nice nightstand that pulls out, the full extension drawer again. You've got power, 110 power there for anything you might need at night. And you have USB charging on both sides. And I believe these have 2 USB, so you can charge all your devices that you would need to charge. Of course, reading lights on both sides and additional speakers in here. And then you have more storage above with those soft close hinges. Now spinning around, you'll have another 12-volt TV. Now this one is on a bracket that you can move around and kind of get that more towards the center of the room, or just angle it towards the other side of the room for whoever's sleeping there. And if you were going to do a solo trip, this side could be more extra storage, and then have the TV kind of face to that side as well. So this is my favorite room. And I'm going to set the camera real quick. I set the camera down just to try to kind of give you an idea of why I think the twin bed is popular. And that's just, you can see me be able to walk into this room without any problems. I can sit down, and I can get ready in the morning. Or, a bigger thing is at night, I find, as I get older, I go to the restroom a little bit more. It's much easier to swing out, stand up in this center section that's very large, and then walk to the bathroom. I do think that's why the twin bed has become one of the reasons it's becoming really popular. Now, the other reason, honestly, is just the extra storage you get. You get extra outside storage, you get storage underneath here, and it's really going to be your outside storage that you're going to gain. Because with that center queen bed, you have all the storage underneath the queen bed. So you're not necessarily losing inside storage, you're going to be losing outside storage. And then the big thing, I think, is just having this large aisle. We can shut the curtain here across, and you can get ready in this space. It's a little bit tight when it's the queen bed. So just something to think about when you're shopping. Now, as I get queen beds in, I will certainly post those and try to give you and an idea of what those look like. I'm probably cutting my head off in this shot. So let's jump back to the front so I can conclude the video. Now, if you've made it to this point of the video, as I always try to do, I just want to say thank you for watching. Also, thank you for subscribing, liking, and commenting below. I've also really enjoyed getting to meet some of you in person. I've had quite a few folks that have viewed videos come here on the lot and let me know, like, hey, I viewed your videos. I've gotten some phone calls like, hey, can I talk to the guy on YouTube? That's also been really great. And if you have questions, like, I'm happy to answer those. I'm also happy to find, the perfect RV for you. If you're in the market for Airstream, or really, any of the Airstreams, or any RVs that are out there, that's what I'm here for. I want to make videos that are helpful for you as you do your research, and then also try to connect you with the perfect RV. This is also, I kind of sat here instead of the dinette. A lot of times I'll sit at the dinette because I feel like this is just such a great spot in this Flying Cloud, this 30 RB. And I think it just illustrates why this is a great floor plane. Now, it's going to be a longer one. It's going to, as far as the length of it, it's 30 foot, just over 30 foot. And it's going to be a little bit heavier. You're going to have a heavier tongue weight. So this is going to be a vehicle, truck-wise, that you might want to consider bumping to a F-250 or, a 2500 when you're towing this. Now, can some of the current, model year F-150s and 1500s tow this? Yeah, sure, absolutely. I think so. I think you're getting a little bit above my pay grade on that. But I will say, just because it can tow it doesn't mean, it can pull it, doesn't mean it's going to be the right vehicle. One of the things that you'll want to consider is your tongue weight as well. And that's where that 2500 or F-250 might come into play. Is going to really help you on that tongue weight. So a couple of factors there. If you're not sure, feel free to reach out, and I can answer that and help you kind of figure out your tow rating and what you should be towing, more so than just the weight of the camper, but also like tongue weight and that type of stuff as well. If you have any questions about this Flying Cloud, as I mentioned, feel free to contact me. All of my contact information is below. And if you're interested in any of the specifications, that link is also going to be below. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you're having a great week. Hopefully we'll talk soon. Other than that, bye for now.